My child, congratulations. It is fitting. What you have been carrying is about to end. And I need you to let that settle into your heart before anything else. You have lived for so long under a weight you learned to call normal. You woke up with it. It was with you when you went to sleep. You told yourself that this is how life is, how things turned out, what you had to go through. But I'm here to tell you that this season is coming to an end. Not slowly, not one day, it's ending. You can't see the whole picture of what's going to happen yet. But your spirit can already feel the release starting. This is showing up 3 days before it actually does. And that's not a mistake. Not a single thing I do or say is done by accident. Before the time came, I let you hear this so that fear and doubt would not take away your peace and joy. I told you ahead of time that what's going to happen is real. That way, when it starts to happen, you'll know it's not luck or chance, but fulfillment. There is life in these days before the breakthrough. They are holy. They connect the past to the future. This is not a mistake. It was meant for you to hear this before the breakthrough. Picked doesn't mean better than other people. When you're chosen, you're ready. Ready because you stuck with it. Even when you wanted to give up. Ready because you didn't stop even when people took a while to answer. When bad things happened, they tried to teach you not to expect good things. But your heart didn't harden. You were ready. A lot of people went through similar trials, but not all of them let those trials shake them instead of breaking them. You did that. I have seen. Don't skip this because what's about to happen will alter the way you see everything. It won't just make things different for you. It will change how you think about things. You will remember the nights you cried and know they were worth it. The delays will be clear to you when you look back on them. When you look back on the chaos, you'll see that it was part of getting ready. In this very moment, right now, you can see how that works. It's the quiet message before the shift that can be seen. I've been working on this in secret and now the time is right for you. That time you were waiting I worked. I was lining up while you were asking the question. I was taking away what you couldn't take with you into the next season while you were getting tired. Being ready in silence might not look impressive, but it is very powerful. It takes place below the surface. It takes place where roots get deep enough to hold what's about to grow. That's why it took so long. I wasn't just getting ready for what you asked for. I was getting you ready. You were marked by God to read this right now. Not overmarked, over-struggled, but overmarked over the change. Set to move forward. Marked to get what seemed out of reach before. It is said that heaven doesn't waste words or cut people off for no reason. You got this message because you are ready to hear it. Even if you're not sure, even though you're wary, even if you're afraid to hope again, I understand that fear. I know why it lives there. But fear doesn't win in the end. Pay close attention, my child. Your breakthrough is no longer going to be late. It's getting close. Also, I want you to know something important. A breakthrough doesn't always come with a lot of noise. It may come slowly at times, like a surprise relief, like being clear you didn't force it, like a calm feeling that sets in before things really change. In order not to miss it, do not look for fireworks. Look for straight lines. Try to find doors that are easy to open. Try to find answers that come with peace instead of chaos. I know that you've been let down before. I know you hoped for things that didn't happen when you thought they would. I know that you learned to keep yourself safe by not expecting as much. That defense kept you safe and allowed you to do your job. I'm not asking you to make yourself excited. You are being asked to trust me. You can trust that I wouldn't be telling you these things if I wasn't already done with what I needed to do behind the scenes. Thank the Lord for new starts if He has helped you escape the past. Today is a happy time even though it seems quiet. Not all kinds of celebration look like yelling. It can look like letting out your breath after holding it for too long. It looks like tears that aren't caused by sadness. Sometimes at times it looks like stillness, like your heart is finally at ease because it knows the battle is over. That's what I'm giving you now. Rest before being let go. Assurance before you get there. You didn't even know you were walking toward this. Every listen, every fix, and every redo, I can bring you closer. Things that seemed like set pieces were all there for a reason. They kept you from going in directions that would have made this moment even later. I know it wasn't nice at the time. I know you asked me a question. You may have wondered if I heard you. Right now, though, you're on the edge of what you prayed for. In these hard times, I want you to keep your heart steady, not close it. Don't let your doubts carry more weight than the truth. Don't let old voices change what I'm doing right now. There will always be reasons to think twice, to question, and to be careful. But there is also this truth. I stick by you. I finish what I start. I didn't bring you this far just to leave you here. That's why I told you ahead of time. That way, you won't be scared when it starts, so you won't freak out when it happens. You won't have to wonder if it's real when it gets there. This moment will stay with you. You'll remember what I told you ahead of time. And remembering that will make your faith stronger for everything else. My child, let joy slowly rise. Allow hope to breathe again. Don't put any pressure on expectation to come back. You don't need to work for this. You don't need to go after it. It's heading your way. Right now, your job is to stay present, open, and thankful. Do not think too quickly. Do not play back the past. Stay where you are now, where peace is starting to grow. Excellent work. Not because everything is fine now, but because the end is the hardest part. Congratulations. The long period of waiting is coming to an end. Good luck. Because you're about to start a part of your life that you thought might never come. You'll know why this message came to you at that exact time when it does. Pay close attention, my child. With faith, not fear. Not with stress, but with faith. Your prayed for thing is no longer far away. It's getting close. And I'll be with you every step of the way. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel, your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. Happy birthday, my child. It's over. Please read those words slowly. Not as a phrase meant to get you excited. Not as something made up to make you feel better, but as the truth told in a calm and authoritative way. The thing you've been carrying for a long time is now empty. This chapter comes to an end after a season that seemed never-ending and a wait that became familiar and taught you how to survive instead of expecting. You had no idea how long it was. You did not lie about how painful it was. You didn't get the struggle wrong. It was real and it's over now. I'm glad to talk to you because I know how hard things have been for you. When you were tired, I know how many times you told yourself to be strong. You must have asked yourself a lot of times if this would ever end. You didn't know how much longer you could keep going, but you did every day. You didn't keep going because it was fun, but because you had to. You learned how to wait for answers, how to hope quietly, and how to keep your faith small enough that once it was broken, it wouldn't crush you again. I saw everything. Also, I can say for sure that you don't need to have as much endurance as you used to. The work of the season is done. This isn't just hype. I don't use empty words to make people feel bad. I don't say when stories end unless they really do. What I'm telling you is not wishful thinking. It's fulfillment. There are some things that only end when they've served their purpose. And this season has served its purpose. It changed you, made you better, and made you stronger in ways you couldn't see while you were in it. You're not going to leave it alone. You're leaving it ready. I know there were times when you felt stuck and like life kept teaching you the same thing. You didn't understand why things were moving so slowly. Why breakthroughs seemed to happen to other people but not to you, and why you seemed to stay where you were. There was a sense that you were missing something, failing in some way, or doing something wrong. You weren't failing, my child. You were being held during a time when patientness was more important than speed. And waiting has done what it had to do. Please help our channel. The job we have is to make you happy and draw you closer to God. You can donate to us through Super Thanks if you'd like to. What seemed like it would never end has come to an end. That doesn't mean that everything is perfect now. At this point, the resistance you were pushing against is no longer there. It means that the locked door can now be opened. It means that the weight that was on your spirit is now off of it in a clear way, not all at once. Now you are moving instead of just surviving. No matter how you feel about it yet, I want you to feel like you've won. Sometimes you don't have to shout to win. It sometimes comes with stillness. It can come as a moment of relief that is so quiet you almost miss it. Know that you don't have to fight the same fight again is sometimes all it takes. That's what I'm giving you now. Something different from the future you were getting ready for. You carried this for longer than you should have, but you did it with honor. You didn't give up when you might have. Even when anger tried to take over, you didn't make your heart harder. You never gave up hope. Even when you learned how to hold on to it carefully, it relates to I respect that about you. This ending isn't just a guess. It was earned through hard work that wasn't ignored. I know that some of you are wary as you hear this. You know how to keep yourself from being let down. It makes you wonder if it's really safe to believe that this is over. You're telling yourself to wait and see, to keep your feet on the ground and not get too excited. I understand that urge in times of doubt. It kept you steady. But please hear me now. You don't need to get ready for this. You can get it. I'm not telling you that the season is over to get you going. The reason I say it is because it's true. That thing that kept happening has been broken. The weight that helped you learn to be patient is over. The lesson that was hard to learn has been learned. You shouldn't stay where you are. You were supposed to go through. You have. Now is a time to let go. No longer have to worry about how much longer. Free yourself from the fear that this is all there is. Let go of the constant effort to keep yourself together. I know that made you tired. I know how it changed your happiness, your sleep, and your ability to dream. You had to adapt. But that doesn't mean you were happy with your life. Finally, happiness is in sight. Change the way you breathe as you listen to this. Let go of the stress in your shoulders. Allow the tightness in your chest to loosen up. You've been carrying a load that no one can see. You can put it down. I tell you, your strength doesn't need to be shown over and over again. You don't have to keep getting ready to be let down. You don't have to keep living. You can go ahead and do that. I know that this season makes you feel a lot of different things. There is pain, but you also grew in ways you didn't see at the time. You learned how to be smart. You learned to be strong. You got better at listening. You found out what's important and what's not. You can take those lessons with you, but not the weight. The weight doesn't follow you to the next thing. It's a soft but firm ending. It's not possible to take it back. You're not going back to where you came from. The ground has moved. The path has changed. Some things may look the same for a short time, but the season is over. Now that the resistance is gone, movement will happen. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our COEF community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. I want you to know that you did not expect this to take so long. It wasn't weak of you to feel tired. Why did you want it to end so badly? You weren't impatient. Long seasons can be hard on even the strongest people. Not because you were perfect, but because you were there. You didn't run away from me, even though you didn't understand what I was doing. For this reason, I'm glad to talk to you. I know how hard it was. I also know the peace that is coming soon. It's okay if you don't feel completely happy yet. When trust comes back, joy often follows. You are being given peace right now. The kind of peace that tells you the fight is over. Peace that lets you know the story is over. Don't feel rushed to move on to the next thing. Please follow through with the ending. Ends are important. They deserve to be recognized. Now is the time to think about how far you've come. Just take a moment to remember that you are still standing, still open, and still able to receive. That is victory in and of itself. You might want to think about what will happen next. Make plans. Guess what will happen and get ready for everything that could happen. Long time ago, you were always getting ready, but now is not the time to do that. It's about being sure. The next thing that happens will happen when it's supposed to. Let this truth sink in right now. It's over. Allow me to say this to you not as an announcement meant to impress, but as something to ease your mind. The season that made you who you are through prejudice is over. The time of waiting that taught you to be patient is over. The pain that seemed to never end has ended. Now you're moving into a different flow. Remember this when your mind tries to go back to the past. Remember this when old fears tell you that nothing has changed. Hold on to this when doubt comes up and makes you question what I said. I'm not joking when I say it's over. I know for sure that it is true. Best of luck, my child. It's not that things are easy now. It's just that the hardest part is over. Well done. You made it through without losing yourself. Congratulations. You are about to move forward where there was no progress before. Congratulations, because what seemed like an endless story has come to an end. Please stay with me right now. Take a moment to feel better. If it's necessary, let the victory be quiet. You don't have to act happy. You only need to hear the truth. And the truth is that it's over and you're moving on with me, my child. I want you to know why you are seeing this ahead of time. I didn't show up early just to impress you. And I didn't talk ahead of time just to get you excited. I told you before the breakthrough happened because peace must come before happiness, not after. At times even a blessing can be too much to handle if the heart is not ready. Fear can keep you from being happy. Things can be taken away by doubt. I'm telling you this now so that your heart will be steady when what's going to happen does. Some people are told ahead of time because their hearts need to be grounded. You've had enough stress for a while now. Your whole life you've been ready for disappointment to get through the waiting. You've learned to expect the worst. I might not have earned your trust if I let the breakthrough happen without first telling you I was at peace. You might worry that you'll lose it before you can enjoy it. That's not what I want for you. Stay calm. I want you to stay put before anything else changes. I want you to feel safe in me. Knowing ahead of time is not about being in charge. It has to do with stability. You don't freak out when the ground moves, when you know what's coming. You don't rush. You're not hurting yourself by trying to keep something that you think might go away safe. You don't move and wait for the gift to come. That's why I called you early. I didn't want fear to get in the way of faith, and I didn't want worry to change what I was doing. When you're shocked, I know how your mind works. It starts with a question. It looks for danger. It gets ready for loss even when things are going well. That's not because you don't believe. It's because you've been let down too many times by sudden events. To stay alive, your heart learned to stay alert. That's what I see. And I'm not making fun of it. It's getting better by saying peace before moving. It takes a different kind of faith to know something ahead of time than to see it after the fact. Building faith before it comes true makes it stronger and quieter. There is no need for proof. You can trust. There is a deep peace in you when you hear my voice and believe me before you see what happens. You react less, are less afraid, and are more in the present. That stability will help you get through what's coming up without taking away your happiness. You can see this coming because your spirit is getting ready to receive without fear. Getting ready is not punishment. It's kind. I'm showing your heart how to stay calm when things change. Your mind is being trained to trust without hurrying. I'm giving you time to let go of old worry patterns that don't fit with this season. Say, "The Lord surrounds me with peace." If being with Him makes you feel better, there are parts of you that think, why not just let it happen and explain later? But pay close attention. Some hearts want to know what happened after the miracle. Yours needed to be reassured first. You've been stressed out for too long. You've thought about what would go wrong next too many nights. I'm going to break that pattern by starting with peace. Being aware ahead of time also protects you from not believing. People who have been waiting a long time often find it hard to accept when something good comes along out of the blue. They have doubts about it. They are ready for the other shoe to drop. They don't want to celebrate. While you wait for what I'm doing to go wrong, I don't want you to miss the beauty of it. I'm teaching you how to find happiness when it comes by telling you this. Now, this information is not meant to make you feel antsy. It's meant to make you stay still. Trust grows in quiet places. When things are still, fear can't speak. When you're still, your faith sinks into your bones instead of just staying in your mind. Don't shake. I want you to stay steady. I want you to be here, not worried about something else. This is another one, my child. You learn to be thankful early when you know what's going to happen. Being thankful before being happy changes the heart. It lets you receive without holding on. It helps you remember that what's coming is a gift, not something you need to control. Being thankful gets the soul ready to accept blessings with peace and humility. You are also safe from voices that could be confusing. When change happens quickly, people often talk about it. Thoughts, doubts, alerts, and contrasts. Because I spoke to you first, I give you clarity that is hard to lose. You'll know what's going on because you've already heard me talk about it. There will be no need for you to look for proof anywhere else. Some people don't get it until they see it. Some people are told to believe before they see. Good. Both are led, but trust is stronger when you believe before you see. This effect lasts longer than the moment. It gives you a base that will support you not only during this breakthrough, but also for many more. I want you to think about how this information changes you. Not with thrills that wear off, but with peace that stays. You might feel less frantic and more calm than you thought. That's the preparation at work in you. That is faith becoming stable. Your heart is learning that it doesn't need to brace itself all the time. Feel free to let go of your fear now that you can see this coming. That fear has been with you for too long. Fear told you not to have too much hope. Fear that told me good things don't last. That fear has nothing to do with what comes next. It can't be taken away instantly unless it's dealt with before things change. Being aware of things ahead of time also gives you room to change your expectations. People don't always picture breakthroughs when they think of them. It sometimes comes in quietly. Things happen in steps. Sometimes it can start on the inside before it shows up on the outside. Because I'm telling you now, you won't miss it because you thought you would get the wrong form. You'll be able to tell because you'll be watching with trust instead of worry. You don't have to look at every little thing or keep track of the hours. Please take comfort in what I have said. To rest does not mean to do nothing. It means having faith. It means being aware that you don't need to push anything. You don't have to chase what's coming. It needs to be ready. You can see this coming because you are being set up to react wisely instead of emotionally. Even good times can be messed up by how we feel. Being wise lets you receive fully. Having time to plan ahead makes you smarter. That's the point of these times. My child, I'm not giving you information just to tease you. I am putting peace around you. I'm not raising your hopes so that I can let you down. Your heart is being calmed down so you can enjoy what's coming. You are not being rushed. I'm holding you in place where you are. There will be no surprise when the breakthrough comes. You won't get scared. You won't doubt that it's real. It will be clear to you and you will welcome it. Let the honoring begin right now, not later. This is how I love you. Before storms and before sunshine, I speak. I get hearts ready for change. Before moving, I calm minds. Because you weren't meant to go into what's coming with fear still on your mind. I told you. Do not feel rushed by this information. Let it bring you peace. Let it boost your confidence, not your stress. There's nothing you need to do to make this happen. Just trust me and don't move. Because you are loved, you can see this coming before it does. Because you have a heart. I want your happiness to be strong, not weak. For the reason that I want faith to shape how you see what comes next. Do not worry, my child. Keep your door open. Don't move around. Things that are going to happen will do so at the right time. When it does, you'll be ready to accept it with peace instead of fear. My child, this isn't a mistake. I want you to really believe that truth because doubt has tried many times to tell you something different. You have asked about timing. You have thought about what could have caused things to go the way they did. You have asked why some paths open and close, why the plans changed, why delays made what you thought was certain not true. You thought that life might be random. If you were just responding to what was going on, if you were just trying to stay alive through a string of unrelated events. But I'm here to clear up that question for you. There has been no accident on your journey and this is not a random moment. The timing of God doesn't look like planning by people. You learn to expect straight lines, clear progress, and results that you could guess. But I work through planning, not by chance. I move things you can't see, line up events you didn't plan, and lead you down paths that make sense only after the fact. You felt like some steps were lost. They weren't. There were delays that you thought were failures. They weren't. You thought that some changes were setbacks. They kept us safe. You got here by taking every step. Even the ones you didn't want to. Even the ones you didn't get. Even the ones that were wrong at the time. I told you what you could handle, not what you wanted to do. Want doesn't always know what's best. It takes time to build trust. At every turn, your trust was being built. Some of you may remember times when you were sure of a direction, but then it got blocked. It made you angry. It made you feel lost. You asked why doors shut after you took a step toward them. But those shut-offs were not rejection. They were a step up. They kept you from bringing extra weight into this moment. They stopped you from getting attached, which would have slowed you down later. You didn't waste any time. You became more clear. There were also delays that were too much to bear. There were times when nothing moved. There were times when you felt like you were stuck in time while life went by. You were afraid that you would be left behind. You thought about whether you had missed your chance. My child, being late does not mean not doing anything. It is often the most active way to help someone. Things were getting ready that you couldn't reach while you waited. Their hearts were changing. The situation was changing. Things were being moved at the right time so that when they did move, they would move in your favor. You were sent somewhere else more than you think. Small nudges, what you didn't expect. Conversations that changed the way you were going. Chances that were lost so that something better could happen. You may have thought you were making things up on the spot. You were being led. You might have thought you were getting used to things. You were being put in place. You got this message now because all of those steps put you in a position to hear it. You might not have paid attention to this if it had come earlier. It might not have been true if it had come later. Now, though your heart is ready, you're very aware of things. The spirit of you is aware. That isn't a mistake. That's the time. I know that you sometimes worry about why some prayers did not come true the way you had hoped. You don't understand why clarity didn't come when you asked for it. But clarity doesn't always come when it's asked for. When it can be received without harm, it does. You had to go through some things to fully understand them. Before you could enjoy release, you had to go through loss. Before you could know what freedom was, you had to feel like you were limited. There is no waste in your story. It wasn't just for no reason that some detours seemed pointless. They taught you to wait. They taught you how to be smart. They taught you to pay more attention. Without those lessons, this would be a scary time instead of a comforting one. You can receive this now because what came before has changed you. You might feel like you found this message by accident. You didn't. You were shown this way. You were led by interest, restlessness, a need to find something, or even boredom. No matter how you got there on time. Most of the time, divine timing is hidden by everyday choices. You made a click. You took a break. You stayed. You are now here. That wasn't a random event. It was planned. I don't want you to think that you are late or behind. You're right where you should be. Speed doesn't matter when you're with me. It is measured by how ready you are. You're not getting caught up. You are getting there. Everything you've done has led you to this understanding. The parts of you but you wish you could erase made you who you are now. You might wonder why some people seem to get things faster than you do, why their paths look better, why their big steps forward seem to happen faster. Comparing things hides orchestration, my child. Every path is different because every heart is different. You couldn't have learned what you needed to learn any other way. The journey you took made you who you are today. You didn't arrive late. You were built up. All of that was needed at this time. It took a lot of patience. It required you to be humble. It required you to keep going even when you didn't see why you should. Those traits are not by chance. They were taken care of. And now they let you know when the truth is close by. I'm sure that doubt is telling me that this is just another message. Just one more moment of hope that will pass. But doubt comes from fear, not from knowing the truth. It feels different because it is different. It hits home because it fits with everything you've been through. Truth often feels like home because it ties together the loose ends your heart has been holding for a while. There was no need for this to be forced on you. That should tell you something by itself. You don't have to chase after what is meant for you. It shows up. You find it. It comes to you right now. You got this message because it fits with this time in your life. I want you to believe that I understand how to handle your story. I've seen the whole picture from the start. You've only seen bits and pieces so far. It makes sense that you had doubts, questions, or got tired. Now though, I want you to check that the pieces fit, that the pattern is taking shape, that there wasn't nothing to wait for. When life gets hard, run to God and say, "He is my safe refuge." Then share this video. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says give and heaven will open over you on this platform. Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your breakthrough is waiting.